Hi guys, welcome to, I'm so excited.
First episode.
Our first episode of Dun 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 Dun. Why don't you introduce our... Love it.
Podcast.
AstroMochi. It is a beautiful name, and I think that people, just because of how beautiful you are and how much insight that you have, and we're coming from, by the way, two totally separate parts of the world. We'll rep our cities. So I'm in California, out here in the United States.
And I'm in India.
And
Jaipur.
It is an amazing, best friendship. And today for our first podcast, we're just introducing ourselves. We're really excited. Been wanting to collaborate and do this sort of thing for a while. I'm stoked. I will just start off, and we're going to freestyle all about, spiritual concepts, of course. In particular, I'm sure we'll have different, like I said, perspectives, and I just love when you give me that knowledge of, Bhagavad Gita and just things that you tell me about symbolism. It blows my mind. It's beautiful. And so reincarnation and also past lives being recognized within this physical existence is sort of what we're going to go on with it. So,
yes, and flash warning, we can also go off topic because incarnations, they're related to everything. They're related to dreams and, everything.
So true, because are you like me where that, like in dreams, is where you get the realizations as well? It's all tied in and you, as you know, like as a web, and it amazes me. And I'm so glad, before we hopped on the podcast, you said something which is really cool. You said that there would be times, is this correct? There would be times where you just have, an experience when you're awake and it is just an absolute deja vu or type of realization or recognition or remembrance. So tell me about that, and then I'll share my story.
It's like clear cognizance. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just know things. Like I just started embroidery. I've been wanting to try embroidery for so many years, and really I got all the tools and proof and everything. And I didn't even watch a YouTube video. I just started with it, and I started embroidering. My mother was like, "Wow, who taught you?" I was like, I was a really, really successful embroidering, lady, boss, bitch in my past life. I just know.
Yeah, right? And it's just, you know what? That is amazing because you're like spirit taught me. My, recognition of all of my archetypes or whatever taught you. And I feel the same. One amazing and extraordinary thing happened to me kind of on the same note. And I recognize that I obviously had to have had some sort of connection or past life with something Italian, because it was in 2017 going through spiritual awakening, and I caught myself in the void where you're kind of daydreaming, and I was in a public place, and I thought that the people were speaking English. I could hear and understand in my own, comprehension what was being talked about and said. I'm not good with any other languages. I didn't understand. And all of a sudden, when I kind of came to and I went up to the counter and I was kind of present again, I noticed, I said, oh my gosh, and I got chills. I said, they are speaking Italian. And so that right there is a small example of, I feel, what, is coming through.
That I feel like one of my past lives were from Western Europe. So it could be Italy or France or anything. They were talking in some other language, but I just knew.
Yes.
I could understand, but I also knew that it's not the language I speak.
And did it make you feel? Did it make you feel like a sense of home, almost like a familiarity, like you're?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, maybe I worked there, I lived there, I don't know, most of my past lives is me working alone as a boss bitch.
Yeah.
And it's a weird thing. When my mother was pregnant with me, just before her labor, she had this dream, she was sleeping just before her water broke.
Whoa.
So she was sleeping and she had this dream that a really, really old king,
Whoa.
a king, yes, a king was on his deathbed. Like,
Oh,
he was on, yes, he was on his throne, and everyone was in white. Everyone was wearing white colored clothes. Even the old king, and then he had his, very white long beard, and there was this small castle around mountains, and then the king died, and then my mom woke up, and then she was like, okay, we gotta rush to the hospital.
wow. Wow. Okay, so let me ask you this on that note. This is so interesting. I'm going to so love these podcasts because, like you said, everything is intertwined. So I have a question kind of on topic. Your mom, how is she with spirituality? Does she completely, tie that in? Does she open with talking about reincarnation, or that you want to do tarot? How does she, that's something I think that we've rarely touched on. We're always getting so personal. How is she, as far as like, how comfortable do you feel getting, feedback from her, or just listening? Does she ever come up to you and tell you, hey, I had this feeling that I have been in a past life? Is she open like that?
Yes, because being a Hindu, Hindu can be, Indian people can be conservative, but when it comes to incarnation, past lives, and dreams, they're really open to it because of the religion.
Yeah, because it's ingrained, right?
Exactly, yes. It's really, good to talk about spirituality, but she doesn't, she
Yeah.
just, answers it because she relates.
Yeah.
Although we fight a lot, but, when it comes to all these magical things, we can talk on these topics.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Because my mother, she had, my mother's side, everyone from my mother's side, they have visions or prophetic dreams.
Whoa, okay.
Really into it. So, yeah.
That's amazing. That the dream that you told me about, that is amazing that you're saying right after that happened to her, literally her water broke right after. That's really cool.
I know, right? And I'm since my childhood, I'm like, oh my God, I'm a king. Don't talk to me like that.
That's awesome. That is awesome, dude. And I also, when you were talking earlier, I had a piggyback. I have a question about how many, or not like a specific number, but are you able to recognize now multiple? Because I asked you this in the beginning, like in 2015, when I was really going through it, more so 2016, 2017, it started slowly, in which I would have one specific spirit guide, and he is really ancient, like from 4,000 years ago or something, it seems, in like linens, and he's a Japanese gentleman, a warrior, and I have this vision where his family has already been slain, like his wife and kids. It's really sad. And he's right about to die, and he's waiting for them to come up and rush him. And he does that. It gives me the chills to this day. This traditional, sword in his stomach. So at the time, my point is, at the time, I was only able, or maybe that was just the process, I was only connecting with one specific, past life. I knew that, yes, it was a spirit guide that is with me now. However, I feel like that is my energy, if that makes sense. And I wanted to ask you, the more that I go on, it is really, really cool the way that, I will recognize and have more kind of experiences, like you said, where it just, there's a knowing. There's no denying, and maybe not even explaining it into, words, English or Indian Hindu. Like, we, can't express exactly what it feels to know, but it is something that is so deeply true. So are you able to say that there's like more than one culture, is my question, like beside the European and stuff? Do you ever connect with different cultures, like as far as...
Yes, it might sound like, I don't know, stupid, but I don't know, I just feel connected to so many cultures, especially Asia, like,
me too.
Japan and China, they're really different from India.
Remember when we retire, we're going to the island, or if there's a world war, remember, we're meeting each other in Japan? Do you remember when we made that pact? Yeah. Yes. We totally, we were in, we were in so many different cultures I'm glad that you agree, because so many different cultures, I feel like we literally were twin souls going from reincarnation, the carnation in the culture, and then in this one we're different. But I feel like, yes, that's amazing, that we can sense and feel the familiarity of different cultures. I wanted to tell you something too, since it is about reincarnation, and I don't know, because we've been talking for so long, I don't know in my ramblings, but so when I was younger, totally hippie, and I was open to spirit and all that. However, I had never gotten into it. I was like 19. I'd never got into exploring things like this. Well, my aunt is really, 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 like you said about your family. I mean, calls before an earthquake happens, that kind of thing. She told me once, and I just said, oh, okay, that's cool. But now I know it in my heart that it's true, and I want to share it with you because it has to do with India. She told me, and it tripped me out. She's my great aunt, and then her sister, also my great aunt. They're, at least 40 years older than me. And she says to me on Thanksgiving, hey, sweetie, I know that you're the most, woke in the family. I just wanted to let you know that about 1,000 years ago, we were in a past life incarnation together in India, and we were all 3 sisters, and that's why we've always felt close. And it's true. Me and my 2 great aunts, people have always been like, that's weird. It's your great aunt, and it's so, I have chills everywhere. It is so powerful because 20 years later, almost 20 years later, I experienced the same thing that you were talking about. Just like I knew, connecting with you and just other people and doing my research and reading the Bhagavad Gita, like I knew that I said, oh my gosh, that's true, and so it's interesting to me. And I don't know if I ever shared that with you. My great aunts actually, years after that, went over there and stayed for like 6 months and just went on a pilgrimage and, just really explored. And they said that they were intuitively guided. I've talked to them recently now that I'm totally, able to express and feel the power. And they said that they were just guided. Like they said they didn't even, one time they just came out walking and they wanted to get to a specific, location. And they just were like, let's go and just talk to each other and get in tune and just see where, and they ended up, at the place that they had projected. It's very, very intriguing. So interesting. What about your dreams, like sleep dreams, like the REM sleep dreams? Have you ever had like a dream where it's like I explained about the Japanese gentleman, where you see an actual scene?
Yes, I have like a lot of different kind of weird dreams. So
yeah. I know. No worries. I know.
Yesterday I had some dreams, so like I already knew that they don't want to give me any message.
Yeah, and just so you know, I am down for us both to talk about any subject and disclose, but always, up to you. But that being said, I'm totally open to anything and everything. You know me. I love it. It's like I can't soak it up.
About your Japanese dream, I think like it could be both. Like that person, that warrior, can be you in one of your past lives. Plus, it can be one of your spirit guides also. Okay,
good, because that's something that I've came to the conclusion on my own, but I've never like asked any kind of healer like you, or I've never researched to find out if that's something that people believe in or commonly report. But I know like that. I feel that it was hard for me to kind of comprehend that 2 years ago. But then I just know it to be true. It's like that's my experience there, and then that's also seriously a separate spirit that guides me and provides me, I feel, wisdom. And he's the top dog. I wanted to ask you that too. Is there a specific spirit guide that comes through as far as either most often or most strong? Like, is there, or is it kind of equal? Or do you call upon them? A lot of people specifically call out. I think the only person I do that to is when I'm like upset is, hey dad, but I don't ever, when I'm channeling or meditating, I let whatever's going to come through.
Do you sometimes reply as you're dead in your mind?
Yes. 110%. I've even talked out loud. Like, I'd be like, my dad just said...
Yes, and that's them actually talking. Like, we're talking in my mind, like, if I'm talking to Ganesha, like, Ganesha is like my best friend.
Uh-huh.
So I talk to him a lot. So
yeah.
If I'm talking to Ganesha, like, oh my god, Ganesha life sucks. And then I will say it in my mind to myself, like, Ganesha would be like, oh, it doesn't suck, it's just that you're a lazy bum. And like, I feel like that, and I think it's really true.
Oh, it's true. It's really true. It's 100%.
It's really him talking.
Yeah, because you know what? I'm so glad you asked me that, dude. I can't believe it. So remember I sent you that special little synchronicity about the mermaid? Well, yesterday, that was crazy. So yesterday, we were having a discussion. I'll instant message you. It was just a family like discussion where nobody could decide something, and my mom was calling. So I really started to have to do that whole like, let me not get worked up, let me channel. So I was meditating, and all of a sudden, I'm telling you, I couldn't do it myself because I'm not eloquent enough. Not only was I, it was him, and I was able to like say, hey, my dad, Papa said, or mom, dad is saying this. It was like the things and the expressions and the mannerisms and the way that he would communicate. Do you know what I mean? So like, it's like as if it's so authentic, it's like you're not just saying the words, it's you're trying to convey a meaning and emotion, right?
Yes, I think you're so right. I mean, I don't know, sometimes I can be really bad with words.
So am I. We're the same.
Yes, like, how you talk to your father, I feel, people say that we're all goddesses and everything.
Uh-huh.
And I, in the same room, sister and me, we were sitting in the same room, and my mom does this, rosary prayer thingy. Rosary, it's like a beaded thing. Yes, so she does that, like she goes to dark room for like 20, like almost every day, and she tries her best, and prays to God, like you say their name like for like 108 times.
Okay.
Because there are 108 beads in the rosary.
Ah.
Yes, and she was just in a dark room, and we were just talking. She was like, oh, I want to go there, like I'm going, she was kind of preparing. So then she started playing something on her phone, and then I suddenly said, go worship me.
Unbelievable.
And my mother was like, excuse me?
Right? And then she felt that, though, that was the real communication. She felt that it was, like, authentic. That's funny.
Yes.
That is intriguing. Let me ask you a quick question. It's so ironic, but I want to learn and just have people, whomever is, going to listen to this, just absorb your knowledge, too. So let me ask you this. When you said rosary, the religion I thought of is the Catholic religion. They have the beads and the cross. So is the rosary, the beads, something that in Hinduism is significant and practiced with prayer as well? Because that's intriguing.
Yes, I think rosary is important in all the religions.
Really?
I've seen Christians.
Okay. Yeah.
And Islamic people, and even Sikh people.
Interesting. Okay.
Hindus and Jain, Buddhism. I've seen rosary in all the religions.
It's cool that you just said Jain, because I always like Shintoism and Jain. Some people don't recognize, but like you said, we gravitate to the Asian culture. It's intriguing. But okay, that's interesting. And then that is also intriguing to me about the way of communication, like spirit guides and these past life archetypes or spirits. I always try to explain it as quote unquote a download, because I always have tried to explain to people, like, look, I'm not hearing voices in my head. I'm not hearing like, I'm getting this information as if it comes to me, Geeta, like it's a book, like an audio book, and that my brain just downloaded it so quick, and I have to actually process or just know that the knowledge is there now, and I'm like, what? You know what I mean? It's just there. Right? Yeah. Okay, I got that chill. So talk to me about how you feel about that. Or do you ever hear like words? Like the closest thing I do to that is I will hear the music, a song will play through my mind. But like if I'm getting messages that are really important and strong, and I'm talking about like, hey, be careful of your tire today, and then the tire blew out on Christmas Eve. It's like crazy. So if I have that kind of download, it is, again, just an energy, just an understanding, just something that I know, like that knowing. So are you able to ever hear songs or messages, or is it just like that audiobook or whatever? And how can you explain it, if any way? Because I always try to look for a more, I don't know, relatable way. Like I always feel like that's me and my insecurity. I always feel like I can't get what's in my brain out to relate to other people. So I'm just wondering, what do you call it maybe, or what do you explain it as, that process of the download or whatever?
Like in my family, I don't have to explain it to them, because they can't relate. Like they can be like, okay, you're a flaky person and whatever.
Yeah.
But they actually can relate.
Yeah.
It's just that they're all very psychic, but I'm the one who talks about it a lot, so it kind of annoys them.
Yep.
That's funny, because you saying that you hear songs as messages. My nanny is my mother's mother, like my grandmother. She actually sings the kind of, like, if someone is pregnant, she'll sing some, folk songs people sing when people are having, baby shower songs. We have these folk traditional baby shower songs. So, like, if out of a sudden she's singing baby shower songs,
someone's pregnant then. Oh.
Yeah, so she just call random relatives, like, okay, what's happening? Are you pregnant?
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's amazing and beautiful. That's so cool.
And that's happened with marriages also. Like, if she's singing marriages, like wedding songs, like we have wedding songs and everything. So it's like her. Also, like, people, make promises with gods.
Okay.
We call it mannat or something, like,
Mannat?
Oh God, please, let me have that. I'll, gift you something. I'll gift you prasad. Prasad is like, you give food.
Like an offering?
Like an offering.
Okay.
Yes. So we have a lot of famous folk, or like local goddesses, like that were incarnation. They're like Parvati's incarnation, Shiva's wife.
Okay. Yeah, like in recent times, obviously, but they were embodied as. Okay, I got you.
Actually, also, like, there was this god who was like there are like in. Okay, it's a topic we can talk about in the other podcasts, because it's really long and maybe I have to, organize my words.
No, that's okay, sweetheart. We're going with this, and this is so amazing, and I so love it, and that's why I think that podcast is cool, because I thought the podcasts were formal, and then, my daughter was like, no, listen, they're just definitely having a conversation as if it's recorded. So I think this is awesome. It's just like being real. So yeah. Save that. We have about 1,500, but okay, what were you going to say about the local goddesses? Are you saying that it's more advantageous, or you more often will make a pact or, promises or ask for something with the local?
Yes, it's like, I read a book and it said that local goddesses were worshipped by, like, a certain village to protect them from, whatever, like, floods and drought and diseases and everything. So we have a lot of local goddesses, and the, main local goddess, like the main goddess we worship to in my family is Karni Mata.
Karni Mata?
Yes. So my nani, my grandmother, made a promise that if you, like, I don't know about what, but if you give me this, I'm going to offer you a dress. People do it because she has her statue, and people, like, the priest changes her dress.
Wardrobe, how cute. Like, that's so beautiful. And oh my gosh.
Yes.
Is anyone allowed to go and give the offering to the priest and say, hi, I've made this dress, I would like it to go on? Or is it...
Yes, you can do it, or you can, give the money for the dress. Also, the bangles. The bangles are a really powerful symbol.
Okay.
Like whatever bangles or dresses you offer to the goddess, she only wears it once.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Once the bangles are taken off, people distribute it among what do we call them? Oh my God! Yes, bachelor.
Oh, like single, bachelor,
like
and bachelor. Okay, non-married.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, is that supposed to be a charm then for them to find love, maybe? Or what would...
No. It's like, because all the girls are goddesses. It is said
Okay.
that all the girls are goddesses.
Okay.
So, like, if the statue of the goddess is not wearing it anymore, let's give it to the, living goddess.
Okay, beautiful, beautiful. What?
Yes.
That is so beautiful. So, what other offerings are, something that you would reserve for a special occasion? Like you were telling me about the birthdays and the holidays that are beautifully celebrated. Is there anything special, like, I don't know, like a golden apple or something like that you would give to offer and praise in a sacred way on a special occasion? Like, for instance, like, is there something that only on the birthday or only on this specific date? Like
there is something like Karni Mata. Like, okay, let me start from the beginning. Actually give you a whole image about this goddess. Yes. So this goddess has the same caste as my family.
Okay. Wow.
I have this caste. It has so many, sub-caste.
Yeah.
But the main caste, we have the same main caste, and that's why she's our local goddess.
Wow.
So, yes, she has mice in her temple, a lot of mice.
Oh.
And no one harms them. No one, people actually offer them prasad and food and milk because it is said
Wait. I've seen that. Wait, in real life, right? I've seen that on a special. I'm serious. And then
it's actually really famous because of that.
Yes. Okay, that is so neat. Okay, go on. I'm sorry. I know the things we're admitting today, guys, on the podcast is he knows I get excitable. My problem is I talk over. So that excited me. I know exactly what you're talking about, but go on. This is totally cool.
Yeah. So it is said that the ancestors of that goddess die, like they don't go to heaven or hell.
Okay.
She made a pact with the god of death that my family members won't go to hell or heaven.
Then where are they? Are they like purgatory or spirit guides?
They incarnate as those mice.
Oh, really?
Yes. And when those mice dies, they incarnate again in the same family. It's something like that.
That is so cool. I did not know that. I had seen it obviously just on the documentary. That is so beautiful.
Yes, and in the temple, if you accidentally kill a mouse, you'll have to buy a silver mouse and give it to the temple.
Whoa.
It's a rule or something.
Okay.
So you were asking about offering, so it's not actually an offering, but it's something.
Yeah, that's specific to something. That's exactly what I was talking about. That's beautiful. That's cool. Okay, interesting. That is so neat. For some reason, I have a picture. I don't know if I am connecting, but I have a picture, and she seems like soft energy. Like she's able to communicate more with intuition than her words when she was protecting. I don't know. I'm just feeling like there's a feminine, like a softness, right? I feel like she appreciates that about you. Like she feels like that. I don't know. That's what I'm feeling right now, that she's just very, how do you say that? Yeah. I don't have the words either, but you get what I mean.
Motherly?
Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yes. That silent, wise, very, very feminine and not sporadic or someone who would be vengeful or jealous. She's just very, I feel like she would be like, if we were to compare it to Zodiac, like a Cancerian, like something that is emotional, but not overly boisterous about it.
Pinch of Virgo, because I can't say she's a whole Virgo.
Okay.
But she has this Virgo in her.
Yes.
And oh my God, I'm getting goosebumps.
I have chills everywhere. I have chills everywhere.
Whenever my family talks about this stuff with me, and like, like when I'm a part of the conversation, I never get goosebumps, and I'm like, oh
I know.
God. Like, I want goosebumps.
Right? You know what? You're not alone. That's with me, and even the people I live in my house with, like you, like my kids. It's the truth, and you know what? I feel it's a beautiful thing to have the goosebumps and stuff, because they say, or it's believed that it's giving us the, confirmation from spirit that we're talking about spiritual truths, right? Like a long time ago, my aunt told me that. So I don't know if you've heard that too, but I swear I always, when we're like sending each other, things, whatever, some of the things that are just so synchronic, absolutely chills. And it's amazing to me, because I think that it's the connection and the willingness to faithfully trust in that person, that they really are like exchanging, not just talking about lives. They're exchanging, like, wow, like this energy connection. So I love it. And isn't that neat that we're like a continents away? I just love it. So yes, you come to me anytime for goosebumps.
Yes, that's like two kind of rivers.
It's so true. It's so true.
River systems.
It is so true. Yeah, it is so true. You know what I just thought about? I just thought about saying we're like the two rivers in China, those big ones, Yellow River and Yangtze. That'll be our second nickname. Yeah. That's so funny. Okay, so what were you saying before about the reincarnation? Oh, we talked about that. We talked about the how you were having, just like me, you have like a sense of knowing, like realizations, that you can connect, and then you start getting more and more of the puzzle pieces together. The one question I did have earlier, I'm glad I remembered it. Okay, it is a yes for me, and I'll explain if you want to know, but I want to know, have you ever connected with a spirit guide that you then find out by maybe old photographs or whatever is somebody of your actual family ancestry? Like maybe your great-great-grandpa that you could have never known, but then, like, it happened to me when I was, 2 years in, and I'm channeling this very, 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 very helpful and sweet man spirit, and I had the vision completely of how he looked, and it stopped me dead in my tracks, and I had to literally, for 10 minutes, just sit there and go, whoa, I feel faint, because I was given an Ancestry.com book, and then I'm flipping through it, and a guy from, like, I think it's like 1910 or something I could have never known and never have seen a picture, was way in the family tree. It was him, and his name's Aaron Griffith, and he's born on my dad's birthday, which I thought was weird because it has nothing to do with my dad's family. It's my mom's family. So that's actually the only experience I have with that, with absolutely being sure that, oh my gosh, that person that I'm looking at and reading about and looking at these pictures, that's that smile, that's that energy that is guiding me. So that has happened to me just the one time.
That is like really, like all our spirit guides are hugging this. That's really sweet, like how all our spirit guides and ancestors, they're like always with us.
So true. So true. It's hard to visualize because I'm such in that, we're in the physical realm. So it's hard for me to visualize what that looks like. Like, for instance, do you picture them here in like a silhouette? Do you picture them as little balls of light? Do you picture them as how they looked in life? Or do you picture them at all?
I kind of picture them like I believe that we have like infinite spirit guides, so I picture all my animal spirit guides, all my angel spirit guides, ancestors, they're like all hugging me.
True.
Like,
yes.
With their wings and hands, I'm just covered with their protection and love, and it's a really good feeling.
Yes, I call it, I feel cloaked. Like a cloak, like a cape, like of, yes. And you know what?
Like they're actually, cloaking us with their wings.
Like cloak, like a big hooded, how do you say, like Superman cape? Like a cape, like it, like just feels like it's all over, like just, I can't explain it. You explained it perfect. You know what?
Okay, I have this blanket. Let me cloak myself.
Yes, cloak yourself.
This, like this, or like.
Okay, so you would put it like over your shoulders, and just wrap it around you. You know, just like that. And you know what?
Ow. My earphone.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You know what? I'm glad that I can totally hear you, and it's not. I mean, I have to be careful because you know I talk fast and I don't want to talk over you. But I feel like that this, if it, you know, after when we are done and we see that it works, I feel like it's working. I feel like it's good. I can hear you.
The universe by now because of that. Because you know, technical problems, they're like always.
And you know what? I'm telling you, that is some sort of, we don't know what in the universe. I'm not saying it's ominous, but I'm telling you, sometimes it happens at the most, you know, convenient times where you're trying to do something and then you have this kind of kickback, right? You know what I wanted to ask you this. So this is just I guess a simple question. Whenever you are, let's just say, even just feeling low or sad, or if you have ever gone through something really traumatic or you're really concerned, do you find that what I find that you are surrounded, like you said, like, I mean, it just increases the infinite number of support, and you can feel that backing of spirit, like they're coming almost like more and more, like you just feel enveloped. Like sometimes, for instance, I'll say to my husband or whoever, I'll say like, wow, there I am taken care of today. There is a lot of energy coming through with, you know, all kind of different type of, like, they come to me with personalities as far as the way that they were in life, if I knew them, or they're...
Oh my God.
What happened?
I think I'm, like, getting you. Like, I think... Wait a minute. Ow. Speaking earphone.
It's okay. We are casual.
I think I get this idea. Like, you know, sometimes all of a sudden we pick up this different personality just to cope.
Yes.
Yeah, and like, yes, I feel like my spirit guide is taking over me, and
yes.
You know,
yes,
like possession, but in a kind and non-creepy way.
Yes, like almost like a non-medication medication. Like they're almost like, look, you know what it reminds me of? That what is that song, Jesus Take the Wheel, by what's her name? Like, it's like they're like basically saying, you know what, you're tired, you're worn out, let me take that space really quick. And I agree with you on that. And I feel like that is so amazing whenever you're maybe scared or praying or in trouble or just needing support. It is amazing. Like you said it perfect. There's an infinite number of, you know, beings.
Okay, so this, like, cape.
Yes.
Cape you, like,
yes.
Cloak you.
I love that. You know what? I'm almost done with my makeup, so I should put you up. So we could see each other. I literally, I'm going to get off topic now because I love that right now. That is the most vibrant colors.
Yes, and I think off-topic something.
Oh, and off-topic, this is hilarious. We're on a roll now. I wanted to tell you earlier when you said about nanny, it's interesting because my entire family, like, on the other side, they call, like, the grandma's grandma, whatever. I was the first one, which is interesting. I wonder if that's typical in India. I was the first born, but everybody else in all ways would call a grandma. Well, I guess I said Nana, and that is stuck with, like, every kid that has been born since then. They said I was, like, only one when I started insisting, no, not grandma. Like, they said that I could pronounce grandma, but I said no, Nana, right? So she's Nana to this day. So I think that that's neat that we both have that. But I thought, interesting, because you said nanny. I'm like, whoa. I wonder if in, you know, the times that I may have been in a past life in India, if that is something there. Is it something that people consistently call their grandmother?
Yes.
That's
also,
amazing.
These are the only names, like, in Hindi for maternal grandparents. Like,
really?
For grandfather, you call them Nana, and grandmother Nani.
What? I did not know that until today.
Yes, and whenever I used to to watch some, Hollywood movie, and the person used to call their grandparents like Nana or, Nanny.
Yeah.
I used to be like, wow, are they Indian?
You're like, where did they get that? That is how slow I am, and I had never known that. I know a couple of them, like abuelita, like that's in Spanish. Abba is Turkish. I had friends before, but I had never heard from anybody else. Abba, right? Abba. My best friend was Turkish and Muslim, and she was so amazing, and she was so funny. Her Abba was about 97 years old and so frisky, and talk about loud and really, really into spirit. I think she was one of those like us. She was like, they would be all, be quiet, Abba, because she was all about it at like 90-something years old. And they were conservative, But that's something that I would love to dive deeper, of course, about Hinduism and just find out more. But I do not actually know. When you said that Muslims practice with rosaries, I had no idea. I'm also wondering, I don't even know the basics. Like, I'm not sure if Muslim religion believes in reincarnation. I don't know if you know the answer. I don't know. If they have yeah, I don't know. It's intriguing. I know that I believe, if I'm not speaking out of turn, I think that Jewish, Judaism, Christianity do not, right? There's no way. They just believe in, right? I feel like that is what my problem is now that we're talking completely candid. I feel like this is going to be great, this podcast, to just get these things out, because me and you, we will probably go and take a look or share information. It's just, there's so much to learn, and I feel excited to learn, and I'm happy that you are and have been like so willing to take this journey on and never get sick of talking about these experiences, because I'm right there with you. And trust me, there's nothing that I have in my household, and I love, how I share all memories and pictures. I love my people, but I'm unable to show that side and be like, they don't understand. They're like, oh my gosh, Mom, why do you want to talk about like what could be, they're like, come on, let's just play a game or blah, blah, blah. So I so love that you're on this journey, and that it's like, I feel like the same energy, but I'm speaking for you, but I feel like you are like me, where it invigorates you, or what I'm trying to say. It like uplifts and exhilarates. Like, it's like exciting to find out pieces of this beautiful puzzle, honestly, like of all of these intertwined things. I think it's amazing.
Yes, we can call it like souls meeting at the races and talking about their, they like, when people at the lunch break, kids talk about their day, like,
yes,
different classes.
Yeah, just chit chat or whatever. Yeah, like, it's like, what do you call?
Teacher does not like me.
Yeah. It's like, what do you call that? You said it, the water cooler talk, or it's like that topical type of just like, how's the weather? Okay. Now, how you been? I love it. That's fine, formality. But like, do you know how much that I am changed forever for relationships like the one that we share, where it's just all about it? Like, we would have slumber parties, and we will in the future. Like, it's just all about it, where we can just keep on going and not get tired of these beautiful, I think, magical, metaphysical subjects and the experiences that we have. It's amazing. I know it is off topic, but I'm still reeling about the synchronicity about the mermaid. My eyes filled up with tears when it said my birthday up there. So I'll message you about that, but I'm so glad you felt that. And I had another question regarding the longevity, or how am I trying to say? What are your thoughts about how many times a soul will reincarnate? Do you feel that it is up to the gods, the deities that you, worship or practice with? Or do you feel as if it is kind of where my intuition's going, but I don't have a concrete belief, where it is like, it's indefinite, it's just about learning the lesson? So how many, times it takes you to learn a lesson is maybe how many you would have? Or is there, in Hinduism, is there a limit, is my question. What do you feel is the deal? Do you feel like it's just constantly going to be a cyclical system, or do you feel like at one point the soul will stop the reincarnation and ascend to another place, is my question.
Okay, I believe that, like, my mom is like when she's like, humans are lower and gods are higher, and I'm like, Mom, we are gods.
Yeah.
I believe that, in all these religions, they say that, their main purpose is to, meet the God or be the one with the God. And I think that happens when we, learned all our lessons, and now our soul's like, okay, now we can just, everything is done now.
Be pure.
Yes, like we can submerge into the universe.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's like, I don't know. I have different theories, and I have a theory where I believe that all these theories are connected.
I love that. I love
like
that. This is why. I cannot. I'm too excited for this, guys. I apologize. Listen to me. You just said so eloquently, never say that you cannot communicate eloquently. You just said something that I've never even been able to convey in a journal. Absolutely true. And I want to say something about your word, theory. I'm all about that because I honestly am so open to any possibility. And I think that all possibilities have relevance. And I think that it just gave me the chills, and I thank you for that. And I love to explore other people's theories, or just explore my own theory and be like, what else did I learn that, could go into that? So that is intriguing. I absolutely agree with you.
Yes, like all these thoughts and, all these self-realizations or, self-deja vu and everything, they just keep happening in the back of my mind.
Yes.
They're like always happening when I'm sleeping and everything. Like sometimes I remember thinking in my sleep. Like
yes.
Not dreaming. I'm actually thinking in my sleep.
Yes, let me ask you this. You are so giving me chills right now. Okay, the same for me, and I have this. It's in the same type of thing. Have you ever been sleeping or trying to close your eyes and your eyelids are completely closed and you literally can see the room like through your eyelids? I don't know how to explain that. That is...
Oh my God.
Yes? Okay, thank God. I knew it. I knew the first person that would tell. I knew it. See, because you were talking about that whole thinking and that, yes. Okay, because I've literally probably not said that aloud, not for any specific reason, but I really have been, as you know how 2020 is, it's just coming on stronger and stronger. So I've been really experimenting like, no, wait a second, Shannon, are you... Because I'm so, I don't know, just trying to be analytical and scientific sometimes to back myself up of being too fantasy prone. But I literally, the other night, I'm like, okay, I'm going to put like a blindfold. You know those little blindfolders that have, like you sleep with them, sleep masks. I put that over, and it was still happening, and it wasn't my imagination knowing what the room looked like. It was crazy. So I'm so intrigued to hear you say that. And it can definitely be in any room. It doesn't have to be just like my room. So I find that to be intriguing, and I think that, and I want to ask you your opinion, I think that has something to do with the third eye being open. I feel like we do have, obviously it's not an eyeball, but you know what it is, I feel like that may be why, because I sense that I'm able to see the sight not from the two eyeballs, but maybe like in the middle. So I'm so happy that you validated that.
Yes, and I gave myself a very simple explanation for this. Maybe it's very much like lucid dream or astral projection when our soul travels. So like when we see with our eyes closed,
yes,
our astral body, it's not out of our body, but its eyes are open, like something like that.
That makes sense. Like it's like almost as if it is at the gate or something. Like it's like at the portal or the, you know what I mean? Like it's like, hi, you're closer to that. Yeah. Oh, I love these. Oh, you're in trouble now. We're going to do 3 podcasts a day. I'm just kidding. This is amazing. Oh, okay, I forgot to tell you before we went on, and I guess I should announce if anyone is listening still to this is so important to me. It was super inexpensive. It was like a trial for $10 a month. I upgraded so that we can have more podcast time, and before I would only be able to do 13 minutes. So I don't know how many. I think there's how many, I don't know how many minutes we've been on, but I wanted to let you know that that's exciting. It's like we would have been, can you imagine if we only had 13 minutes? It has to be way longer than 13 minutes right now. So I am so, yeah.
Go in the introduction and be like,
yes, it's so true. We literally need that 13 minutes to get, like, you know, we gotta get cracking in every podcast. That's hilarious. No, but so I'm excited. I don't know if I told you that, but I'm so glad that we both just were like, yeah, let's do this. I think that it'd be so fun. I know that I'm not being conceited or anything. Maybe I am. No, just kidding. Slay. I know if I came across these two people and was listening, I would enjoy, but that is not to pump me up. I just feel like this is amazing to be able to, maybe someone else would be happy to listening to that and they would get validation and like be like, yes, that resonates about anything that we've said, even the eyes closed and all that. You know what I mean? I think it's rad.
yes, and sometimes I don't listen to podcasts much except for the Aaron Doughties.
Yeah, I don't either. I feel guilty saying that, I guess, on ours, but I don't. My daughter had to tell me that it's like, okay, it's just conversational and you just, yeah, I don't, and it's, I don't know why. I'll just be real. Yeah. I don't know why.
Although like when it was like the starting of the, you know, like first stage lockdown, so we didn't have any help and everything. We had to do everything by ourselves. So it was my job to clean the whole house. And this house is kind of big, you know, like we used to live in flats before, and it was like really easy to room the house and, you know, clean everything. But it started big, so I used to listen to the podcast because sometimes you're in a mood, you don't want to listen to songs, or like every song is like, okay, I've heard that.
Yeah. Right? COVID lockdown living, dude. Oh my gosh. Right? I know. I feel you. So you did listen to a couple back then. And on that note, I wanted to comment, I love Aaron Doty. Like, I've been watching his YouTube stuff for like 4 years. I wanted to forward you a video to see if you watched it. It was like a month back, but I thought it was really poignant. He was getting bombarded with, did you see that one where he was getting bombarded with emails about, oh my gosh, you know, it's corrupt and this and this and that, and everybody is, you know, this and that, like everything from New World Order to JFK is not dead. I mean, you know, so he just broke it down and said, guys, like, he said it so eloquently that I cannot even repeat it, but it was basically so well spoken. Like, if we focus on deciphering all of that, we're going to miss the purpose of why we're here. Kind of that. So I love his content, and I find it to be intriguing that we often bring up the same people, because I feel like it's an inspiration to speak our truth, because, you know, he is very open about these type of things. And I remember in 2016 when I was YouTube searching, like, okay, wait a second. You know what I mean? What is going on? Why am I sober, no coffee, but I am up channeling in my journal as if I'm like Leonardo da Vinci or Gandhi? You know, I'm sitting there inspired, naturally high, and just, you know, everything else, like experiencing all kind of precognitive astral travel, that kind of thing. And so when I would do that, it was cool, because I'd be like, right on, dude. He would express it like him and Victor Odo. They would talk about their past experiences, how it, you know, shocked them or whatnot, you know, but then they speak on it. So that helped me a lot. And I often wonder, man, I wonder if I literally would be as comfortable now or as sane now if I didn't have the internet or YouTube to Google, because again, the close proximity that I'm all about the kids, you know, the close proximity that I live with these people, I would not be able, they still don't understand. They're respectful, but they don't want to really hear about it. They're not against it, but they're just like, no, that's not my thing. You know, let's talk about something else. So I wonder sometimes, often, like, wow, obviously the internet is a part of the global awakening, because I feel like a lot of people may have given up and tried to turn it off, or thought they were crazy. You know what I mean? Like that, if it wasn't for all these people that speak up. So yeah, I love Aaron Doty. I think he's good people. You went silent. What happened? Can you hear me? Bae, can you hear me? You can't hear me? I can't hear you. Fuck. I mean, you know what? I am so sorry. If you heard that, I cussed, and we have to talk about that if I should cuss or not. Sorry about that, guys. I cannot hear you. Try one more time. Are you talking right now? Mm-mm. Oh, well. I guess that's spirit telling us you can hear me? Yeah. Okay, maybe that's spirit saying that we'll end this podcast, but we can always try again because I'm not even done. I was so engrossed in our conversation. I was doing my makeup while I do the podcast, but I'm not even done. But literally, I know I'm rambling. I cannot hear you if you are talking right now. I'm not seeing your lips move, but I wonder what it is because I was hearing you fine before. Can you say it one more time? Well, that's okay. Maybe it's spirit wanting to end it. I can't hear anything. Is it like that? Okay, the podcast is still on. I still see you really, really well. Oh my goodness, rough. Hey, I need you to be my help. I'm so low maintenance, and then I feel like I'm getting so COVID lazy and just, yeah. Anyway, okay, I'm rambling. I'm going to message you. I can't hear you. Maybe we could call on direct and see again. Let me just say on behalf of AstroMochi, we appreciate this. Is so fun. I hope that we get to do this more often, and we will come back on a podcast if we get the audio working. Blessings, love, and light, guys.